Cruise lines are still unsure on when they'll be able to set sail again, but companies have new plans for when they do. Anieli Ruiz connects the dots.
The cruise industry is exploring ways to get back on the open water, even as thousands of staff remain trapped on ships where they have been since the pandemic started. Let's connect the dots. The Cruise Line International Association, which reps big names in the industry like Royal Caribbean, Disney, and Carnival, announced there was now a plan for cruise ships to return. The plan includes mandatory testing for everyone, masks, and socially distanced measures. Anyone not agreeing to these measures would now be allowed on board. All U.S. cruises are still on hold under the orders of the CDC. That order expires September 30th, but don't expect to hit the high seas October 1st. Most of the major cruise lines don't plan to return until at least November. And before they can leave a port, they have to prove to the CDC that they have an adequate safety plan. There is another problem. There are almost 10,000 workers still on board cruise ships in just U.S. waters. Globally, that number is close to 300,000. A combination of issues has kept these workers trapped since the pandemic hit. Everything from home countries refusing to let people back in to the cost of arranging travel. This situation has led to lawsuits, protests, and even hunger strikes. Connecting the dots, I'm Anieli Ruiz for H-Town Rush.
And just last week, Disney said that it won't return to Galveston until at least December, but Royal Caribbean and Carnival both hope to return by November. Your time now.